But I want to start with this. 86% of athletic directors believe that they are going to face a budget shortfall of sorts. They're going to have to make some financial sacrifices, is the way that they put it to Dennis Dodd. And shout out to Bill Hastings, who kind of walked this out and what this might mean for the state of Oklahoma, because it's not unlike anything we've ever seen, and yet it kind of is, right? And I'm going to get to that by starting with this. The Big 12 loses out on about $5 million because they did not play the conference tournament or the NCAA tournament. And that's $5 million per school for each of the 10 members, right? So that's $50 million total. Also add to this is a year in which the NCAA faces a budget shortfall of $375 million. They're used to distributing around $600 million. This year, it's only about $275 million, which is actual bad, right? Then when you know Riley, Gundy, and their staffs are set to make $21 million in the 2019-2020 fiscal year, you go, wait a second, $21 million to 2 head coaches and 10 on-field assistants each. So that's, 22 people, right? I mean, it's a lot of money. At the University of Oklahoma, you're looking at the lowest paid guy making around $400,000, right? DeMarco Murray, my age, a little bit younger, right? Making nearly $500,000 to coach running backs at a time when the rest of us are really suffering. All of us are suffering. We had over 40,000 phone calls to the state unemployment office yesterday before 1:30. It's not a good look for your college football head coach or even assistant coach to be making this kind of loot. Add to this, the University of Tulsa has already dealt with this once before. 2018, athletic director Derek Gregg, head coach Philip Montgomery, men's basketball coach Frank Haith, all took pay cuts to try to help meet the budget. And now they might be faced with doing that again. But asking a coach like Lincoln Riley, who is set to make $6.15 million in 2020 and 2021, or Mike Gundy, who's set to make $5.25 million, to take a pay cut, I don't think that's a big deal. Lon Kruger's going to make $3.3 million, which means he's going to make $300,000 more than 49 FBS coaches, all of which make at least $3 million annually. That's 49 of 130 FBS programs. We have coaches that are cashing Powerball tickets each and every year. And when the economy is growing and when we're all at work and we've seen record unemployment lows, this is fine. Nobody has a problem with this. It's now when everybody has been forced to stop working or take a pay cut at a time when a hospital, Hillcrest, here locally, had to furlough 600 people for probably 3 months. At a time when it's really difficult to, one, get out of the house for health concerns and reasons. At a time when you're homeschooling your kids, when Deborah Gist is trying to show everybody, look, we're probably facing $20 million in the hole ourselves, and then you're paying 21 to college football coaches, it matters. It also matters because you didn't have to get paid this much money to be this good. In 1973, Barry Switzer made $24,000. So what is 1973 money at $24,000 in 2020? It's actually a lot less than you think. It's about $145,734. 145 G's, or about $1,000 per career win for Switzer at OU. Imagine if Lincoln Riley got paid $1,000 per win at OU. You're looking at $36,000. You're looking at him making just a little bit more than a teacher and less than a pharmaceutical sales rep. Okay? You're looking at him making perhaps just a little bit less than the median for an American family, right? Between $40,000 and $50,000 is about where we live, give or take. And that money means something entirely different in Oklahoma than it does in, say, New York City, right? $6 million in the state of Oklahoma might as well be $60 million in New York City. So when we think about this and we think about how much money is, one, just not going to be getting made, not this year, and how many people are really going to have a hard time hitting the rent button, hitting the pay now button, how people are going through their overdrafts and they are going through this process of trying to eliminate subscriptions to Netflix, to Hulu, to anything that might save them some money. What a terrible look it's going to be for the college football coaches to be making this kind of money to coach a sport that, quite honestly, gets coached really well at the high school level, gets coached really well for the Tulsa Bulldogs and Tulsa Titans. It's getting to be a little hard to be rich and mighty in sports right now because we are recognizing its non-essential nature. But it's never been essential, right? It's always been about what we believe and what passion says about it, because it gives us hope. It gives us pride. It gives us something to do that isn't the work that we're already doing. I understand the value of that, right? And I understand the value of WWE throwing on WrestleMania 36. I also condemn it because you didn't need to do it, right? The thing for you to do would have been to stay your behind at home. And now we're going to get UFC 249, or so it seems, on April 18th, come hell or high water, because Dana White said so. And we're going to get into what that looks like and where that could go on and just what the card's going to be. But I need to underscore here, if you are a millionaire in sports, now is the time for you to shut up or give back. Because you taking a 15% pay cut at $3 million annually is not the same as a teacher taking a 15% pay cut at 30 grand. It's not. Those that usually ascend to these positions did not have student loans. In the case of many, they're former players who had scholarships and then went to go get the master's as a grad assistant coaching football, not as a TA. Not as somebody who's teaching physics or teaching us to build bridges or, create vaccines for things called coronaviruses. No. X's and O's, Jimmys and Joes. These are things to keep in perspective and hold your leaders accountable. If they are talking as if they have to hold on to what they got, you need to really ask, do you need that person around? Because now is the time for which I want to see the leaders among us, the rich among us, take care of us as we take care of them. Yeah, we'll fill up Owen Field, 80,000 of us, right? But now, in this dark hour, get your Winston Churchill on. Show us you down in the grime with us. Get in this mud with us, because it's nasty. But if we come out and we come out without you and you were trying to hold us back, we will not forget. We will not forget.